Cloud gaming is just an alternative, not a replacement for consoles. That's a sentiment that was recently shared by some Xbox executives higher up. Today we're going to be talking about what that statement means, why it matters, and where things are headed. So let's get to it. Just last week, GameIndustry.biz had a very interesting interview with both Microsoft and Samsung executives talking about the latest addition of Samsung's gaming hub to their new TV lineup. In case you haven't heard, Samsung's gaming hub is a way to connect pretty much all of cloud gaming into one easy-to-access area for anyone with a new 2022 smart TV. It includes the likes of Xbox game streaming, Nvidia GeForce Now, Google Stadia, Amazon Luna, and other lesser-known subscription-based services like Utomic. And really what we're seeing with that is just a glimpse of what the future holds for most smart TV manufacturers. After all, we know that LG's new TVs also support Nvidia GeForce Now and Stadia through separate apps on their LG WebOS. The biggest difference between that and Samsung's gaming hub is that it's not all neatly collected together and presented in an easy-to-access way. But if TV manufacturers are embracing the cloud, where does that leave consoles? Well, this is where I think the quote from Pav Bhardwaj from Xbox comes in best. It's not that one is a detriment to the other, this is more of a rising tide and it's a really good place to be in to offer all these different opportunities. And that's a very strong statement, especially when you look at everything as a whole. While cloud gaming may be ready for me or you, that doesn't necessarily mean it's ready for everyone. Nor does it mean that everyone will be willing to make the switch over, period. Frankly speaking, the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X have unprecedented demand and to this day are still selling out fairly well. It's only until recently, almost 2 years after their initial launch, that we're starting to see some steady flow of stock come in. Consoles won't be going anywhere anytime soon, I think that much is assured. Let me bring up another quote directly from Pav himself on this very subject. For us, cloud gaming opens up our product and our service to customers around the world in different markets. There are different reasons why people don't buy dedicated hardware. Affordability, accessibility, maybe they're lapsed gamers or already own devices for other platforms. We really think this is about accessibility and choice. Gus Gimaldi, who happens to be Samsung Electronics head of product for Europe, added the following. People who already know all of these AAA games probably already have their console or PC set up. We want to open up the ecosystem so you're able to play these games, taking the friction out so you can try the best games out there or maybe games for your kids or some other demographic within your house. You can all have a go and try it out. It's about giving people the choice. Not everybody is a professional gamer. And that's a very good point, because most people who keep up with the latest consoles or latest PC hardware want to experience the best of the best. And that's about having no compromises. That's why a lot of traditional gamers typically look down on cloud gaming. Sometimes the reasoning is justified, sometimes it's not. But regardless, there is one very important aspect that's always missing when this argument is being had. What Gus considers a professional gamer, I'm gonna refer to as an enthusiast gamer. And honestly, I'd consider myself a part of that demographic, because I do care about frame rate, I do care about resolution, and the reason I don't play on Xbox Cloud Gaming more is because of the 1080p limit. And while it's important to admit that there are millions upon millions of enthusiast gamers like myself, we're the vast minority when it comes to the grand scheme of things. The casual gaming market is easily in the billions and most are probably playing on their smartphones or tablets. But you know what, let's back this up with some numbers. For example, my argument about the lack of 4K on Xbox Cloud Gaming. It's something that bothers me and why I typically do most of my cloud gaming on Stadia or GeForce Now, as they both offer 4K options. But in the grand scheme of things, as of March 2021, only 44% of US television households own a 4K capable TV display. You can imagine that that percentage shrinks heavily for those who own a TV that's 4K capable with variable refresh rate and 120Hz display. The truth is that most people are comfortable playing on a 1080p TV, and when it comes to latency, I doubt most people even enable game mode. And then there's the topic of frame rate, where many console gamers out there still choose to play at 30 FPS if it means better visuals. In the console space, it's only until very recently that 60 FPS is even an option, let alone 120. But at the end of the day, whether you find yourself as a part of the enthusiast or the casual crowd, there's more than enough money to be made to cater to both options. And ultimately, that's what both Xbox and Samsung execs are trying to point out here. I know some people were worrying that this might be potentially Xbox saying they aren't willing to go go all in on the cloud, but I wouldn't take it that way. If anything, I'd say it shows that they have a very good understanding of the market and know exactly what they're doing when it comes to it. While I know of a few people where the cloud is certainly a replacement for their console, it doesn't need to be, and the point is that it can do fine just being an alternative. Likewise, those who are extremely defensive of their consoles to the point where they hate everything cloud gaming really shouldn't be. Nobody's taking your local hardware away, and while there may be eventually some games that you can only play via the cloud, that doesn't really mean much, does it? Online-only games have existed for quite some time, not to mention plenty of exclusive mobile games. Heck, if anything, it's just giving you more options and different ways to experience the content that you love. And who's to say we won't see more titles take that hybrid model of Microsoft Flight Simulator where they use both the cloud and local hardware to really take advantage of what's at hand. It's way too early to close the possibilities of something that's yet to begin that could have a potentially big impact on the way people play. Likewise, it's way too early to start pretending like we're going to be closing the door on a way to play that's been proven for decades. Either way, that sums up my thoughts, but I want to hear yours. Is cloud gaming a replacement for a console? Is it true for you, or is it not? Let me know down below. Regardless of how you feel about it, your opinion's always welcome. Now, if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful at all, be sure to hit that like button as it really does help the channel out, and if you're wanting more content like this, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell as well. If you haven't already, be sure to join our brand new community Discord. I will be hosting giveaways and game nights sometime soon, and your input would be very welcome there. Anyways, thanks for watching, I hope you have a great day. This has been the Virtual Cloud, giving you the latest and greatest on everything cloud gaming related, and until next time, I'll catch you in the clouds.